You know, size of protest is like deciding, well, I'm going to decide policy based upon a focus group.
We're at the Wallingford Meaningful Movies, and we're investigating why in the world would people do what we've been calling InFocus groups. You know, the president said that 1 million people marching in the street was a focus group, and that he didn't have to pay attention. So our thought is that there seems to be a movement going on to establish these InFocus groups, the InFocus being the brand name of one of the projectors that folks use at these sorts of things.
There really are a number of what people are calling these micro-cinema screenings all over the country, all over the Americas. This is so crucial at this moment in time because as we look at the way in which the FCC is reducing our ability to even have access to information, particularly information that's deemed too controversial, too obscene.
Movies seem to be something that we could do on a consistent and regular weekly basis, and there was a great amount of creativity happening in Seattle, a lot of people producing some great stuff, and it was a chance to engage people in a medium that people felt comfortable with.
The most important thing is just to get your community members together. I think that's the real benefit that we've seen out of this.
Film in particular connects both the heart and the mind, and that's one of the reasons I've always loved it as a tool for political education.
Initially, we're reaching out to people who are concerned about the issues of justice in various forms. What we found over time is that with this presence and having a group of people that are interested in it, people come in who know very little about a particular issue but want to find out more. And so they come and then realize that there's this whole alternative possibility, this whole alternative world of information and community that they didn't know about. And so what we found is some people get plugged in and get excited and then become part of our regulars who wouldn't necessarily be a part of the activist community in Seattle. Every night we usually have like 3 different modes. One mode is to sit back and watch the movie, which you can do without having to interact with anybody. The second mode is engaging in some sort of structured conversation, usually with one large group. And then the third mode is informal time.
It can be done very, very cheaply. It can also be a way to raise funds for groups that are trying to address whatever issues that are going on in their community and their lives.
Well, what we started out with was showing movies on a television set. We had a television set here at the church, and we would get it and put it up on a high table so that everybody could see it, and we gathered around the TV, and we did that for a long time. And then we slowly started collecting money for a screen and a projector. The Sisters of Providence loaned us a projector for a while. We were able to use their loaner for a long time and slowly collected money until we were able to purchase it. All of our equipment runs a little bit less, but pretty close to about $4,000 by the time you get the sound system, projector, the screen. You need both a DVD and a VCR because various organizations have it in different media.
When we started off, we're really naive. We didn't have a clue as to, copyrights and all that kind of stuff. And so, it was just like whatever was on the shelf at the video store we'd pull off. And after talking to some of these filmmakers and realizing what these people really go through for the most part, most of them it's really done from hard work. It's not, trying to make the big blockbuster. So since that point in time, we've tried as hard as we can every time to at least talk to the filmmakers and see if we can negotiate something that we can afford and that also gets their film shown.
Where do you find the flicks?
From a whole range of places. We do internet searches, a lot of internet searches. There are companies which allow us, which have great lists of films that they can let us have, and there's also other communities that are doing the same sort of work. There are film festivals out there doing the same sort of work. There are different groups that know about films because they're directly connected to the work of that group. We bring in a group and they already know about a movie and they already have a movie which outlines the work of that group, and so they're not only able to present the movie as this is the problem, but they're also able to present themselves as here's how we're working on the problem. So the people who want to get involved have an opportunity to get involved in specific groups that are working on these issues.
With 2 years of experience under your belt, what would you say you've learned about trying to do a project like this that you would want to communicate to somebody that was just starting out?
My first lesson would be to start simple. If you're interested in doing this and you can find 3 or 4 other people to do it, do it.
It's the alternative media, the community media, and we work with a lot of those sources that are really the only ones, as I've learned through a lot of my other political organizing, that allow people to really find out many other truths.